Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And look at that, 8 of Pentacles. You've been very steadily at work. This is kind of a stereotype Taurus thing. You've been real steady, right? You've been working hard on something, and I think you've been showing up every day. You've been trying to go at a steady pace. This is something that it's not like just a surge of activity and then nothing, and then a surge and then nothing. No, this is like steady day after day. I don't know if you're building something, if you're creating something, painting something. I feel like it's just a little bit every day, very careful, detailed work, right? It could be something career related. It could be something related to something that you're building, a business, a community thing. Now, my readings aren't just meant for those of us that are, working a job or in a career. Maybe you're retired, right? Maybe this is the cultivation of some other skill or some other expression of your purpose, okay? It doesn't have to be career, it doesn't have to be money, right? Let's put it into some context, though. Let's find out what is going on here. It is the cultivation of something. It could be a spiritual cultivation, right? It could be the cultivation of mind. It could be the formulating of a new plan. It really could be us exploring different intellectual avenues, right? I feel like you're expanding your mind, yeah, because the 6 of Swords is you embracing the change that's happening on the mental plane. Right. So to me, it's kind of like we're trying to cultivate an open mind. We're trying to expand our knowledge. And are you learning new skills? Are you trying to branch out into different areas of philosophy or pushing yourself in different ways? Do you play the piano? Spirit's showing me the ivories. Maybe this is something to do with that, with kind of expanding our skill, right? Branching out into other forms of music, other styles, trying to push ourselves past what our limit was, right? Especially when it comes to a skill or something that we're learning. Yeah. Let's keep going with these cards, though. We've still got a lot more to go. There's the Moon card. There's the 3 of Pentacles. There's the Star. And the 6 of Pentacles. Very nice. 6 of Cups. The Devil energy. A 7 of Swords, and interesting. Now, there's a connection with Aries here, and a lot of these cards came out in the Aries reading as well, which is very significant when that happens. So I don't know if you're in some sort of partnership or collaboration with an Aries. I also feel like there's an older male energy that's coming through right now, and it may be a father figure, grandfather, uncle, or it's an older male energy, right? Maybe they're an Aries. I feel like they are, maybe that's the piano player. I'm not too sure. But I feel as if, I don't think that's somebody that you knew in life. No, you did know them, but I think they passed when you were very young. But I feel like you still had a relationship with them even after they passed, and it might have been something where you would kind of tell your parents and they would start to think something's off, But I feel like you had a strong sense of the spiritual presence of this person even after they had passed. Okay, and they might be an Aries person, or they have that kind of Aries energy about them. Okay. Anyway, let's select the mystery card before I forget. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot that we are just going to... Oh, look at that. Some volunteers. We're going to do the mystery card here. We're going to put it down and put Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. Move my teacup over a little bit. I actually have lemon water in there today, so yeah, that's fun. Now, what are these? 2, 3. Oh, we got the star again. We've got fish in a percolator, and we've got a 9 of wands, which... Interesting. The 9 of Wands was also a card that came out in the Aries reading. The Page of Cups was... no, it actually wasn't in the Aries reading. Good. We've got some new stuff here. For the mystery card, if you feel like you know what that card is, you have a hunch, put it down in the comments. All right? Let's make it a group effort. Let's make it an exercise in intuition. And let's try to discern that card together. Yeah. Let's take a look around the room. Interesting that we have kind of a double star here. Double star. Maybe that is, maybe that means something, right? Maybe we have a double star. I think of like a binary star system, right? Maybe we thought we were just out there kind of sailing through space and time all by ourselves in the vastness of space, and we were this fiery sun, this star traveling our orbit. Day in, day out, steadily doing our things, learning new skills, trying to just kind of finding new hobbies and that sort of thing. But maybe we realize that there is another star that's kind of, that we're flowing in tandem with. So this could be the appearance of maybe another person in your life, maybe a collaboration, maybe a romantic thing, maybe it's like a twin flame thing coming through. Okay? Because it feels like your fate is intricately tied with this other star. Okay? Doesn't mean it's going to be romantic. Doesn't mean that you even know the person really yet. But I feel that your fate is intertwined with this other person, and maybe that's the Aries energy. Maybe it's an Aquarius energy. I feel like they're going to come into your view very soon. Okay? Anyway, we've got major, major. Okay, and that makes sense. We've got fire. We've got just a little bit of water. We got fire here too. We got water here. Let's put the water together. Let's put the fire together. And then, of course, we have our air energy here and here. And interesting with the air energy too, 6 to 7, right? We don't want to be off balanced. We want to expand our mind, but we don't want to be distracted from our plan. It's like we have a plan and an organization here. You've got the map. You don't want to get off course because the map has a lot of different things you can go check out, right? But you're trying to stay on the course that you've plotted. We're expanding our mind, but we don't want to be distracted by any of those things. Does that make sense? So there's this need to kind of stay in this harmony. Maybe at the appearance of this other star, though, we're going to feel like, well, I don't want that because now it's throwing me off my plan, my course, right? Well, we'll get to that energy. We have that air energy. We've got earth, earth, and earth over here. And this is really cool. I like the way that the earth is going here. And to me, this feels like that 6 of Swords. It feels like this is your plan. This is the course that you've plotted. You understand the process of change on the physical plane. You're putting in your work. You're doing your due diligence. You're taking care of the details. Every day you're showing up. I wonder if you are kind of someone that likes the routine of that daily activity. You like, well, I feel like you do have a very strong kind of daily routine, and like any kind of activities, I'm a firm believer that it's the steady flow, day after day after day. It's the repetition, it's the monotony that leads to success. 6 of Pentacles, success. It is that monotony. It's not just that sudden surge of energy and then nothing. That has its advantages too. We see that at the end with that Aries energy, that Knight of Wands. But as far as your work is concerned, You've got the Three of Pentacles. You understand the process of change on the physical plane. You know how to get the life that you want. You know that it is the slow, steady effort that gets the results. Whether this is you learning piano, whether this is you investing your money or trying to build a savings account, trying to build a business, if this is you trying to make home improvements, if this is you trying to make lifestyle changes and improvements to your health. It's not just a quick surge of energy and then nothing. It's got to be the changes have to be implemented, right? And that's why they say like crash diets don't work, because that's just a flash and then nothing, and it doesn't last. But you're doing something slowly and steadily. You're building that into your kind of brain and nervous system, right? That you're creating new habits, new neural pathways through the neuroplasticity thing, whatever. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm just a tarot reader on YouTube. It's through the repetition that you really are ingraining it into your body and soul, right? And that is the real success. I don't know what you're doing, but I feel like you've got this approach to it. Yeah. And you've got a real plan about it. Yeah. And that's what we see on the kind of the horizontal thing here. That's the way your life is. That's the kind of the steady daily course that you've been on. It's really just, it's pretty straight, right? But you understand the process of change in the earthly world, right? In the horizontal world. But let's not forget that your fate is not fixed. Your future, your destiny is not written in stone. If this is your destiny, the Moon card is the realization that it can and will change. So it's not just, sometimes I think a lot of us, myself included, we have this idea that down here on Earth, this is where things are chaotic. This is where things can change one minute to the next. We live in the world of duality. We live in the world of contending forces. But up there, or in here, in the spiritual world, it is stable, static, changeless, permanent, right? And I think that's where in the West we get a little bit lost, because then when things don't really go our way, we kind of think we've been forsaken, right? No, I think destiny and fate and the spiritual realm, that energy is flowing just as the earth energy is flowing. It's all one dynamic force, right? It's not permanent up there and then down here is where we're tossed around like a ship on the ocean. So I think that's the reminder that we're getting with the star card and the moon card here, and the fact that we get another star. Things are changing, right? I think things are changing for the better, because we come over here, we got a 6 of Cups, right? But in your horizontal life, your daily life, you've got to be ready for this change to happen, okay? And it may be something difficult for you to deal with. I don't think right now that you really like change. By the way, are you doing something with furniture? I feel like you are recycling furniture, or what they might call upcycling, reupholstering furniture, or redoing like chairs and tables or something. I feel like that maybe it's either kind of what you're doing for money, or it's just more like a hobby or something like that. Kind of relates to the earth energy a little bit here. The appearance of the star, the second star, it doesn't necessarily mean for all of you that that's the kind of big change that's happening, that it's, that it is a twin flame or a soulmate kind of thing. It could really be that one star is replacing the other star. Yeah. That what you thought was your fate, your permanent path in life, this thing here, you understand it, you work hard day after day, and you succeed. Well, maybe that thought, that view, that plan of destiny. See, it's easy to get a 6 of Swords when we feel like we know our fate, we know our destiny, then we can make a plan and we can do it, right? But there's a reason why at the beginning I said that you're expanding your mind. You're branching out into different things. You're trying to kind of push your limit. Maybe you're trying to learn more languages, learn more skills, more techniques. And to me, that just kind of, at first, it just felt like, well, we've got some time. That's kind of what we're interested in. That's what we want to do. But now I feel like it really is preparing you for what is kind of a twist of your fate, right? That is an unexpected change to your destiny. But again, I don't think it's going to be a bad one. I think it's difficult for you to embrace that change because we've become sort of a creature of habit here on the horizontal path. But now this other star is coming in. There's something about your fate and about your destiny that you didn't factor in because you couldn't, because you cannot know what is happening in the future. And that's what the moon card tells us, that we don't know what is even happening in the next moment. So there is no certainty in life, in spirit, in any of it. There's no certainty. We can think that, yeah, 99.9% sure the sun's going to rise at some point in the next 24 hours. But I don't know that for sure. Anything could happen between now and then, right? Our certainty may be close enough that we're willing to gamble, right? I'd put a bet on it, right, that the sun's going to rise in the next 24 hours at some point. That's something that I'm sure enough that I can gamble. I like those odds, you know. But we can never be 100% sure of anything. And so when there is this change in our destiny, it's nothing that we could have anticipated. And we just have to embrace that things are changing. And if we can embrace this, if we can not look at it like it's something that's beating us up, like something that it's interrupting, right, then that's what these cards did. As I was shuffling for the mystery card, these volunteer cards, they interrupted me. Right? They were unexpected. Now, I could have stuffed them back in the pack, and we could have forgotten about them. But no, they're here. Let's embrace change. Right? It may feel like it's beating us up at first because it's taking us off of our very kind of routine life that we really like. Right? But let's go to the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. And it helps out the channel, and I appreciate that. We're almost at 200K. Let's keep pushing. Let's see if we can get to 200. I never thought that this channel would grow to 200,000. And it's because of all of you. And that's why I say every day that you are the most important part of this channel. And I mean that. All right. So we get down here, we've got the Six of Cups. So it really is, to me, this is kind of like icing on the cake, right? I mean, we thought that we were going to go in this direction. We were going to find our success. But now it's just like, oh, wow, there's even more out there for me. Now, it depends on how we look at it. And that's what the Seven of Wands is all about. We get a little bit sideways and we can look at the thing differently. Maybe in this case, the Seven of Swords really is the way we want to go. Right? Because to me, it's just kind of like when we're straight in line like this, you can't really see. I don't know how to do that for the camera. When you get to a Seven of Swords, it's kind of like, oh, wait, I can see both of them now, right? And so we get that different perspective where we can see what is actually there, where straight ahead like this, maybe we don't see it. But if we get a little bit off-centered, like that Seven of Wands, right? Because the sixes are harmony and balance. The sevens and the eights are a little off-balance. We get back to balance again when we get to the nine. And that, I think, is very important to remember when we talk about the Nine of Wands. This situation, the appearance of this other star, whatever form it takes, is going to throw you off balance. It's going to feel like you're kind of being beat up or like your routine life is being interrupted, disrupted, and it doesn't feel good. That's going to stabilize and harmonize. You're going to get back to center. Okay? And then maybe we can look at it from a different way and see like, wow, this is a good thing. This is making your life better. We thought we had a pretty decent thing going. We were achieving things and going our way steadily and easily forward. But this is like the cherry on top. Yeah. This is like you've succeeded. You've built the round table. Great, it's successful, right? And maybe that's why I'm getting the kind of the furniture thing. You've built the round table, right? Perfect, it looks beautiful. Well, what could be the cherry on top? Well, all your loved ones come and bring, it's potluck. Everybody comes and brings a hot dish to share. right? So it's adding life. It's adding meaning to what is already meaningful. It's just adding more depth to it, making it even richer than it was. Yeah, who doesn't like a cherry on top of their cake or pie or their sundae, you know? So I like the Six of Cups very, very much. The Page of Cups is interesting because it's kind of this card that shows the fish in the percolator. This is my Twin Peaks reference, the only one I really know. But I like it because it's how we look at things. Now we can see a fish in the percolator and think, I'm not going to drink fishy coffee. Now I got to throw it out. I got to get a new coffee pot or wash this one out, or I got to do something with the fish. Can't leave it around here. It's going to stink. So it's an inconvenience. But we should be thinking, why is there a fish in the percolator? And not even that. We should bask in that moment of complete and utter shock, like, there's a fish, right? And I'm sure a lot of you have seen Twin Peaks. It doesn't get addressed. He just comes in the room and says, there's a fish in the percolator. And he's just amazed. He's blown away. He's like, he doesn't know what to say, right? And everyone else is just like, a fish in the percolator. But he's not even asking why. I forgot the guy's name. He's not even asking why. It's just such an uncanny experience. It's almost as if we could follow his thoughts and his emotions, that he's just waiting to see what happens next. He's waiting to see, like, okay, what's going to happen? Like, now what? Is the fish going to say something? Is it going to come alive? Like, what's the fish going to do? So we can go on this whole other tangent, following that kind of uncanny novelty in life, following the synchronicities, following those things that are out of place. Not even really synchronicity. It's just like the glitch in the matrix almost. Those things that are there that shouldn't be there. You've got to open up your perception so that we can see those things and follow those things. So again, this is kind of about perception and about how we choose to look at something and what we choose to, or how we choose to interpret the message. We can feel beat up by the presence of this other star, and that's fine. That'll harmonize. We'll reestablish our strength here, right? And our kind of our foundation, our stability. And then we can start looking at it like, wow, what's this other star going to do? What's it going to say? Where's my life going now? And in a way, it adds a lot of excitement to things because this is not predictable anymore. Now things are new. Now things are like really not going according to plan. And you know what? It's kind of fun. You've got the Devil card in the position of the environment. This is a lot of ambition. This is a lot of strength. This is almost a call to adventure. This is almost a questing beast, right? We're chugging along on our nice horizontal life, nice and steady, showing up every day. It's getting to be routine. And then suddenly this other star, this fish in the percolator comes into it. And it's like a call to adventure. It's like now you got to get up and go figure this thing out. Follow the thing. Or, it's like Alice with the rabbit in the waistcoat with the pocket watch. She could just say, oh, silly rabbit, just interrupted me. But no, she, wide-eyed, she's like, there's a rabbit, like a talking rabbit with a waistcoat and a pocket watch, and she follows it. And that's kind of where we're at, I think. Okay? It's a call to adventure. Yeah, a call to adventure. But the Devil card also could be that there's something in our environment that we're attached to. That is why we're resisting following the rabbit. Right? We're attached to this routine that we're in. And so we might see the fish or the rabbit as being the inconvenience that it is, for sure. And then we will choose maybe to not follow it because we're attached to something here. That's the Devil card, attachment. Right? We talked about the Seven of Swords, looking at things from a different perspective in order to see that, oh, hey, my destiny is not one star. There's more to it. There's a second star there. Right? And it doesn't necessarily mean that there's a second person, but it just means that your path now is taking a bit of a turn, right? I do think that for some of you there is this twin flame thing, this binary star system that you're involved with. Whatever it turns out to be, we've got to be able to look at it and see it, endure it, and then choose to follow it, okay? And the this one here. Now, are you a picky eater? Spirit's telling me you're a picky eater. You like things a certain way. You like a certain type of food. Maybe you like to keep your food separated on the plate, right? I feel like there's not a lot of room for deviation there. And I feel like, we like things a certain way. We like the routine. We like the order and the organization. We like things to be predictable to a certain extent, right? But this changes everything. This is setting out on this new quest. Nothing's predictable, nothing's routine. Now it's a new adventure. I don't know what's happening. I don't know where we're going. This is a little bit extreme, okay, and it's meant to be. We need a little bit of this, but not too much. We don't want to just kind of abandon everything and leave our house and our family and our job and just go on this quest on horseback through the woods or whatever. We need a balance, right? But we've got to trust the process a little bit. Yeah. Who's got the heater that went out, or the furnace? Spirit's telling me that the furnace needs to be fixed. Or I think it's a furnace. Maybe it's a water heater. I don't know what the picture is. I don't know what it looks like, really. It might be the furnace or the water heater thing. I'm not very handy in that way. Spirit's showing me that, though, and I don't know if that maybe is a message related to this kind of fire energy that we need to fix. Maybe that's it. Maybe we need to fix that about ourselves. We need to get back to our own sense of adventure. Maybe that's something in you that used to be there, and it's kind of not working right now. Maybe we got to fix our own furnace, so that we really have this drive to adventure again. Does that make sense? I kind of feel like that's a metaphor. But I think it's also probably literally true for someone. These details come through. They're not meant for everyone. If those aren't meant for you, leave them for the next person, Let's take a look at the mystery card, yeah? Thank you, Alien. We got a lot of cards out here today. As far as this mystery card goes, I'm thinking more fire. I think we need to see that we've lit the furnace. Maybe, the pilot light went out. We need to light it again. We got to fix the furnace or the water heater or whatever it is. So I'm thinking fire energy. I'm thinking an Ace of Wands. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Here we go. Oh no, a 7 of Cups. See, that's interesting too, because we had a 6 of Swords and a 7 of Swords. Now we got a 6 of Cups and a 7 of Cups. So maybe it really is another one of these kind of off balance kind of things. When things are in line, right, it kind of looks like one. It looks a certain way. But then when things deviate, when there's that little bit of, it's almost when it's like a little bit of cognitive dissonance. When something comes in to disrupt your routines, that's when you really have this kind of enlightened perception. Snaps us out of something. It wakes us up a little bit, and we're able to see things a little bit differently. It's like Carlos Castaneda, where Don Juan hits him in the back, and suddenly his view of reality changes, right? Because his, what he calls the assemblage point, it's the point on his aura where he is kind of, from which he directs his consciousness, And when that shifts, then you're looking at things from a different vantage point. There's something with physics or astronomy or something there, right? I don't know if it's the parallax or something. I don't know what they call that. I guess just perspective. But going from a 7 to a 6 to a 7, maybe that's the same thing. And maybe this is the idea that what you thought you wanted in your life, maybe it turns out that these are also things that you want. This other star energy, whatever it turns out to be, is also something that you want. Maybe you were looking at it just kind of like this, and like, I have everything, this is everything that I want. But then you realize there are kind of unknown desires in you, like deep, like soul desires, like unknown aspirations. Yeah. This is kind of saying, the cherry that's on top of the sundae, you didn't know you wanted the cherry. Now it's here. And if you get over the annoyance, you could be like, I really like cherries on my sundae. You know, it's just kind of, it's like the icing on the cake. The cake's fine without it. Oh, you got a little icing, a little cherry, a little ice cream on the side. You know, I didn't even think of that, but that makes it so much better, right? That's what I'm feeling here. And this is a really good feeling. And I think this is really, really great energy for you. We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click on the link that should be up in the corner, or there's one down in the video description. New readings for Taurus every Monday and Friday, but I'm here every day. Come on back, see me tomorrow. I think my beard will grow in a little bit by then. I keep catching glimpses of myself in the monitor, and it kind of takes me aback. Wondering who that young man is sitting at my table. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free, doesn't cost you anything, right? And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.